Most Jews avoided Samaria. They chose longer roads just to go around it. But Jesus went another way. He had to pass through Samaria, not because the road demanded it, but because a meeting was waiting there. By midday, the journey brought him to an ancient well, a place of ordinary routines. Tired from the journey, Jesus sat down beside the well and waited. The sun stood high overhead. The disciples had gone into town for food, and a woman came to draw water. Alone, she expected another ordinary day. But Jesus spoke. But Jesus spoke, "Give me a drink." The words were simple, but the moment was not. A Jewish man speaking to a Samaritan woman. Two people who were never supposed to be having this conversation. Barriers, history, suspicion, all stood between them, and she knew it. How is it that you ask a drink from me? But Jesus was reaching past every barrier. Jesus answered her with an invitation she did not yet understand. If you knew the gift of God, you would have asked Him, and He would have given you living water. She looked at the well, the depth beneath them. You have nothing to draw with, she said. How could He offer water without a way to reach it? She was thinking about the well. Jesus was speaking about a deeper thirst. Whoever drinks this water will thirst again, but whoever drinks the water I give will never thirst. The promise was greater than she imagined, a spring within. But Jesus was leading her somewhere deeper. Go call your husband. The conversation suddenly changed. I have no husband. Jesus already knew. He knew the story she carried. He knew the story she carried. The disappointments, the failures, the wounds, the things no stranger should have known. You have had 5 husbands, and the man you have now is not your husband. For the first time, she realized she was speaking with someone extraordinary and did not turn away. Sir, I see that you are a prophet. The woman turned to a question her people had argued about for generations. Which mountain was right? Which place was holy? who worship correctly, but Jesus gave an answer bigger than all of it. The hour is coming when true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and truth, not merely in the right place, but with the right heart. The woman knew the promises. She knew that one day the Messiah would come, the one who would make everything clear. So she said, when Messiah comes, he will tell us all things. And then Jesus spoke words unlike any he had spoken before. I who speak to you am he. The one she had been waiting for was sitting beside her. At that moment, the disciples returned, surprised, confused. But the woman barely noticed. She dropped her water jar, the very thing she came for, and ran. She had arrived searching for water. Now she had something worth sharing. Come and see a man who told me everything I ever did. Could this be the Christ? The woman who had arrived alone is now calling others to Jesus, and the town listened as the crowd began moving toward the well. The disciples urged Jesus to eat, but Jesus pointed to something greater: people, souls, a harvest. Lift up your eyes, the fields are white for harvest. Others saw strangers, Jesus saw people the Father was calling. Others saw Samaritans, Jesus saw a harvest ready to be gathered. They listened, they asked Jesus to stay, and for 2 days he taught them, he remained with them, and many believed. At first because a woman's testimony, but then because they heard him for themselves.